Episode 8 of Apocalypse Hotel begins with my favorite anime trope, another time skip. This anime in particular loves to play loose and fast with time itself. But I'm a bit perplexed. I thought Ponko, the family, as well as the other Gengaro employees would do all in their power to ensure the safety recovery of Yachiro, the acting manager. But no, they left her adrift in space alone, destitute. Yet, 50 years later, by happenstance, she comes crashing down with a falling craft, survives the impact. Ponko places her back together, rebuilds her crudely. Yachiro's almost entirely destroyed, so now she has a tank for legs, Lego hands for arms. She's not the same AI she once was. Quickly, she discovers she cannot do the same task the same way as she once could. She then goes full nihilist, destroy everything in her path. She heads to the streets. In her tank, begins blowing up, demolishing anything in her path. She skips most the other steps of grief and deals mostly entirely with anger. That is her way of dealing with grief, her loss, is by blowing up anything she can see. Finally, after this goes on for who knows how long, Ponko steps in with this extraordinary mecha built, highly reminiscent of those 90s cell animation style, late 80s mechas. What ensues is, I kid you not, the best mecha battle of the entire year thus far. This isn't even a mecha anime. Also, it's not an action anime either, but the animators go off, as they did a few episodes ago, with the planet destroying alien kangaroo boxer. Now we have a mecha 90s battle in a futuristic forest covered Tokyo. It's lovely to behold, an absolute delight for the senses. Finally, Pongo is able to defeat our queen of thrashing, who also completely transforms. She puts on this biker gang delinquent type demeanor visage. I think she unlocked another Easter egg they didn't tell us about. She reminds me how great teacher Onizuka would be before he became the teacher and relinquished the life of delinquency. That's what it reminds me of. Finally, though, she concedes to Ponko and finds acceptance in her new operations in life, what she's capable of, resumes her role as acting manager. Also, we see that Ponko was not simply doing nothing when she took over the role as acting manager. The hotel is thriving more now than ever. Obviously, it's comprised solely of different alien breeds, but they have consistent guests now thanks to the advertisement Yachiro risked her life for. The reason Yachiro finally concedes, though, is because she understands the spirit of hospitality, which in dreams or flashbacks, which Yachiro has amidst her adrift time and space when she's in slumber stasis mode. She dreams of the proprietor talking about the spirit of hospitality, going beyond, because simply doing the best you can with what's already at hand in your data banks is not enough. You need to evolve, understand, communicate, form relationships even closer with these guests. Yajiro finally understands that. through this trial, this tribulation, the destruction of her normal body, she must now evolve herself in the way she communicates, understands Pongo as well as the other guests. Also, her relationship with the hotel itself as it evolves to reflect and nurture the environment they now find themselves in. Their hospitality has to change, but the spirit of hospitality is ever growing to further comfort their guests, their desires, their needs. Yachiro has to let go of her. Honestly, can't blame her hardwired belief systems, change her ways to embody that spirit of hospitality. Be the manager who can connect with guests in new, novel ways, forming deeper bonds, allowing better hospitality. Side note, I also don't believe Pongo did not have the parts to fix Yachiro because, as we see in many of the flashbacks, also in the earlier episodes, in the graveyard, there are other AI robots, the same exact model as her, male and female. I'm sure it still exists. I know it's been hundreds of years, but I'm sure those parts still exist, even if they're mangled a bit. I'm sure with Pongo's prowess, she would be able to salvage them and put Yachiro back together normally. Maybe she will get put back together normally. I don't think so, though. It would cheapen everything we got character development wise this episode. But I find that a bit of a cop out because I'm sure Ponko could do it, and I am sure there are parts available to do it with. That's it for episode 8, though. An absolute delight. Peace.